Like, you know what I mean? Like, the pads on my foot were fucked. It felt like I had like needles sticking in them. And yeah, I was walking around like a retard. And how's it going?
It's going.
Right on.
Whenever you're trolling and there's a lot of vegetation, one thing you always do is put your rod tip in the water when you're trolling to keep your lures clean. The same thing can happen in some really unique casting situations. Sometimes you get a lot of vegetation, you get people water skiing, jet skiing around, they're ripping up weeds. It makes it really difficult to cast some lures in some areas. But you know the fish are there and you still want to fish them, so what do? You do the same thing. You put your rod tip in the water on your retrieve. Take the lure, cast it out, and then get that rod tip in the water. Get it down 6 inches to a foot right away. And keep it down during that whole retrieve. Keep it in the water. Believe me, if you have your rod tip above the water, what's going to happen is those weeds are going to get on your line, they're going to slide down and get up to your lure. Keep your rod tip in the water. If you do that, you'll make a lot more clean casts. And sometimes in those situations where you know muskies are on the spot, but there's floating vegetation everywhere, the difference between catching them or not catching them is keeping your lure clean. Keep your rod tip in the water on those tough situations, and believe me, it can be the difference maker.
Yeah, and I had this weird night. I'll fucking talk about that in a different video, man. I seen something fucked up, like, and my legs were healed the next day. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I remember, and then I ran into somebody after, and he's like, the human body heals itself, doesn't it? Like, you know what I mean? It was one of them. Like, yeah. And a lot of these fucked up retards have a fucked up leg, man. I've seen people in knee braces. Some of them walk like they're fucking, I don't know, like real zombies, man. They're fucked up people, like. So I don't know. They like to keep you fucked up. Maybe some of these people, they keep their leg fucked up. I don't know. It's a kind of a keep their grasp on you, like you can't run from us.
The general who became a slave. The slave who became a gladiator. The gladiator who defied an emperor.
So I remember the one night I was walking towards this Timmy's. I was crossing the road, and there was lots of them over here moving in threes. These were like college kids, so I was a little nervous. There was 6 of them. They broke off into 2 things of threes and went on each side of me as I was crossing the double-lane highway. Actually, 3 or 4 lanes. It's kind of a main drag through the city. And they're like, run, Forrest, run! Like, yeah, man, like, making fun of me, knew I was fucked up, and all kinds of fucking Satanist shit on their hats, like, always in red. Man, like that Red Terror shit that was attacking Alex at that fucking Planned Parenthood thing there like 6 months ago or so. Like blood, the color of blood, right? What else with the fucking legs, man? Yeah, there's a, oh yeah, that night. When I was fucked like that, when I was going back that way, the other way after I was done at Timmy's, over at the McDonald's over there, the drive-thru was full, but nobody was moving. Like the fucking, I think the place was closed. They were all just sitting there. As I was walking by, I was like, holy fuck. And they kept doing mental triggers like lynch mob, lynch mob. was like, I'm gonna get fucking killed tonight. Like, I really thought that I was gonna get fucked up by a lot of people. And a cabbie drove by, like that one, a van, like, and he was going like this. I seen him kind of a silhouette driving past the army of fucking people at the drive-thru, going like that. Like, I was like, holy fuck, man, these fuckers are gonna finish me off. Like, I think this was the same day that they tried to kill me at the fucking the homeless shelter, man. So I was pretty rattled. Like, yeah, man, it's non-fucking stop. Like, it's like keeping your stress levels up and preying on your fears, right? With a lot of, they do that at Guantanamo Bay. The cults do it with brainwashing, but this is done like across an entire fucking city because there's so many people in on it, man.
My ears can't hear what you say to me. Hold your mouth for the war. Use it for what it's for. Speak the truth about me.
Like, son of a bitch. What the fuck did I come out here? Sometimes I want to go and breach my probation. Well, I don't anymore. I'm going to fight this shit. But a lot of times I want to breach my probation. Just go have some beers, walk into a cop shop, and fuck you. Because it's part of my probation. I can't go anywhere near a cop shop because I had a thing with the OPP a couple years ago. Long story. Anyway, yeah, do that. It's a peaceful breach of your fucking probation, and back to jail you go. Schedule your fucking trial for the spring, and you got a roof over your head and 3 free meals for the entire fucking winter, and you're in a safe place. Like, you know what I mean? You're not an idiot in a Canadian jail. You're all right. Like, provincial jail, anyway. I've never done federal time, but anyway, that's enough on that. So, weakness. They want weakness.
Man, look at that beat. Oh man, look at that beat.
They look for weakness. Don't fucking show it. Like, no matter how much it's hurting you. Pump your chest out and your fucking jungle. Alright? Peace out.
Where is he now? Jeez!
They're special.
Nice. Come on! That was crazy. I'm with a good friend Tom Sullivan, pro guide Greg Thomas, the legendary angler Spence Petros. I got him, yeah!
Wow! Look at the head on this thing.
Awesome.
Good start.
Game on.
Game on.
One thing they do to piss you off when you're in the washroom, that fucking thing. It's called a goddamn accelerator. It's a blower, blow dryer, whatever the fuck you want to call it. When you're in the washroom, man, they make that fucking thing go loud. And sometimes they're kicking on the stall if you're in the stall, fucking dropping a deuce. I remember one of my first nights, they came in, they were doing that, and they were kicking the stall, they were fucking talking really loud. Yeah, it gets you going when they're under your skin, like. It's called an accelerator. It accelerates anger and the fucking anxiety and whatever else, stress levels that they want to keep up, right?
Marty, have you ever seen anything like this?
Nothing. He looks like he's leading a marching band down the field. Look at him. It's unbelievable. Marty gives him a couple swats. He's trying to get a penalty. Oh, it's remarkable. I've had a lot of guys who've been in front of me all the time.
That's what cults do. Yeah, that's that. So beware of the blower in bathrooms. He'll get you.
Again, I was on television saying that bin Laden's a CIA asset and looks like he'll attack New York. Saying, call Washington, tell them to call off the attack.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad that you could join us today for this Wednesday, July 25th, 2001 broadcast. Tyranny is enveloping the globe, and the United States is a shining jewel the globalists want to bring down, and they will use terrorism as the pretext to get it done. So that's coming up in the second half of the show. Very important information. I'm going to put the call out that you call the White House and tell them, look, we've seen the news stories that you've wanted to blow things up, that you have blown things up, and that you're saying that 4 million of us are going to die and we need martial law and the Associated Press at one of your little drills you had, and that we're aware of who the terrorists are if you pull this. This can stop this Hitlerian Reichstag event. I want to put the toll-free number up for Congress. And I won't want you to believe Alex Jones. I want you to go get these news stories off my website. I want you to call these major newspapers. I want you to find out these statements were true by the White House about preparing for martial law. And I want you to let them know that if there is any terrorism, we know who to blame. The point is, if any terrorism comes, it's from this government. And if there was an outside threat like a bin Laden, who was a known CIA asset in the 80s, running the Mujahideen war, and whose family builds all the military bases over in Saudi Arabia right now, and sits on the board of Iridium Satellite, he's the boogeyman they need in this Orwellian phony system. I want the White House numbers up there now. A big part of this solution, after you research all the government terrorism and check out what I'm saying is true, call the White House and tell them, we know the government's planning terrorism. We know Oklahoma City and World Trade Center was terrorism. We know the Joint Chiefs of Staff wanted to blow up airliners, Baltimore Sun. If you do it, we're going to blame you because we know who's up to it. Or if you let some terrorist group do it, like the World Trade Center, we know who to blame. And you could save the planet. I'm calling it Operation Expose the Government Terrorists.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfoWarsStore.com.